Chapter 2.
Breaking news. Bacteria just decided to become an elephant. All right, folks, gather round for today's episode of Science Says So. Today's headline: Bacteria finally tired of being single and decided to turn into giraffes. Yes, you heard that right. Single-celled organisms, tiny little bacteria, those microscopic specks of life that don't even have a nucleus, apparently held a secret evolutionary board meeting and declared, "Hey guys, being a blob of goop is getting old. Let's evolve into something cooler like mammals with lungs, livers, and legs." And before you ask, has anyone ever seen this happen? The answer is a big fat no. Of course not, you silly, silly person. Evolution isn't something you observe, it's something you imagine. Just believe it, bro. The Multicellular Fairy Tale. Now, let's walk through the official science-approved bedtime story. 1. Once upon a time, a lonely little bacterium, a unicellular organism, got bored. 2. Instead of dying alone, it decided to cling to its friends, and somehow, through a totally unguided, directionless, and magical process, it evolved into a multicellular organism. 3. These tiny blobs then randomly decided to differentiate, meaning some cells just magically knew to become livers, others became brains, and others built digestive tracts without any guiding intelligence. 4. "No problem," said the bacteria. "We'll just wait a few billion years and hope it all works out." And voila! That's how you got giraffes, elephants, and your friendly neighborhood atheist microbiologist telling you to just trust the process. But wait, when has randomness ever produced order? Why we should trust the science, even if it's never been observed. Now, before you start asking annoying little questions like, can we recreate this in a lab? Let me save you the trouble. The answer is no. Stop asking. That's not how science works anymore. Lab experiments fail. Scientists have spent decades trying to get unicellular organisms to evolve into multicellular ones. The result? Still single-celled. Guess those bacteria just aren't in the mood. Fossil record? Missing. There's no clear fossil evidence of how life magically transitioned from single-celled bacteria to complex life. But don't worry, they promise to find proof someday. Any day now. Just wait. Random mutations? Not helping. Mutations are supposed to be the superheroes of evolution. They're supposedly what made dinosaurs turn into birds and monkeys into professors. The problem? Mutations don't create new functional systems. Instead, they break things. Ever seen a fish grow wings and fly? No. Me neither. But hey, it must have happened because otherwise we'd have to admit that life was designed, and we can't have that now, can we? Science says, randomness created order. All right, let's put this idea to the test. When was the last time spilling alphabet soup created a dictionary? If I throw Lego bricks in the air, will they randomly assemble into a working spaceship? If we wait long enough, will my Roomba evolve into a Tesla? If randomness is the ultimate cause of order, why don't we see it happening anywhere? And yet, scientists walk into their labs every day expecting 1. Cells to function the same way today as they did yesterday. 2. Biological laws to remain consistent. 3. Their funding checks to clear. But when it comes to explaining the origin of life, suddenly, order came from complete chaos. If evolution is true, why is nature so predictable? Atheist scientists depend on the uniformity of nature, the idea that the laws of physics and biology remain constant, yet their entire worldview is based on random chaos, magically turning into order. Let's break it down. 1. They expect gravity to always work, but they preach random chance as the ultimate law of the universe. 2. They expect DNA to replicate accurately, but they teach that random mutations built everything. 3. They expect logical consistency in research papers, but they insist thoughts are just neuron firings in a meaningless universe. So, which is it? Randomness or order? Because you can't run experiments based on order and then tell us that random chance created everything. The Bible had it right the whole time. While these scientists are busy making TikTok videos of fish growing legs, the Bible had the truth from the very start. Genesis 1:21. So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, according to their kinds. No magic bacteria required. Colossians 1:17. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. That includes why science actually works. Psalm 104:24. O Lord, how manifold are your works! In wisdom you have made them all. Not randomness, but wisdom. Meanwhile, science says, bro, just trust us. One day a bacteria got bored and decided to become a dinosaur. Yeah, no thanks. Final thoughts. Who's really trusting science? Let's sum this up. 1. Science depends on order, laws, and logic. 2. Evolutionary scientists preach randomness, chaos, and chance. 3. But they need order to get paid. And they need you to believe randomness so they can sell you textbooks, documentaries, and research papers that say nothing. So tell me again, who's really trusting science here? If you trust laws, structure, and consistency, guess what? You just admitted the universe was designed. But don't worry, the atheists will be back tomorrow, using predictable scientific laws to prove randomness made everything, while cashing their grant checks.